Okay, I just had two dreams about those people who are gang stalking me. One, I saw one guy who was driving a red turbo diesel truck, a big truck, a big turbo. I think it was a Dodge. I think it was red, and it was nighttime, or it was like twilight. The sun was just going down, but it was dark. Or it was nighttime. What I saw was he was pulled off to the side of the road. He had the lights on his truck were on, and it was dark, but there was still light in the background. So maybe he was in a city where there was light coming from the background, or maybe it was anyway, he's one of the gang stalkers, somebody who's part of gang stalking me. And I saw the angel of God punching him in the stomach, and he couldn't see the angel. All he knew is he had to pull over, and he was on the side of the road, and he was coughing real hard, and he was keeled over, bending over on his, like, what would happen if somebody punched you in the stomach? You'd go, and then you bent, and it was like he was like, something was going on with his stomach real bad. So if that's you, you gang stalked me, you live probably in California, you drive a turbo diesel truck, a big one, I think it's red, I think it's a Dodge, and just last night, or tonight, right now, you've been stomach something wrong, and I saw, your time has come. Then the other dream the Lord showed me, Lord revealed to me that David King, Mr. Gray, and then so in one of the dreams, this lady shows up, and she's yelling at me from a distance, and she was saying, "They're persecuting you because you're single and alone." That's what she said. She's like, "They're persecuting," and I was like, "What?" I couldn't hear her, and she said, "They're persecuting you because you're single and alone." And I was like, and then I realized, yeah, that is true. That is true. I'm called to be single. And, that makes me have to struggle a little bit more with things. And that's part of the calling, having to struggle more. Isn't one of the saints, his name is Struggles with God? Isn't that one of the names? You know how everybody has a prophetic name? Struggles with God. Jacob wrestled the angel. When you're single, you have to struggle. I mean, I could have gone out and got married. I could go out and get prostitutes. I could go out and get girlfriends be dating some different girlfriend. And many Christians, that's what they do. And I've been faithful to God my whole life. I've always been faithful. Then, I had another vision, don't know what it means. But I saw somebody was like being interviewed or something. And they were lying to the police about me, or lying about me. Somebody was like, they're like the FBI or somebody was investigating me. And they went and asked some people, like one of my enemies, like one of the chief witches. They're like, we want to talk to you about, we want to talk to you about this brother here, like this brother over here. And they're like, oh yeah. And they said a bunch of lies about me to the police. And so the police are like, oh, really? He's really bad. And so the police thought I was way worse than I really am. But it's based on lies so if I get the police report from the FBI, if I file suit against the FBI and get all the reports and all the information about me, I'm going to find people out there who lied to the police about me and said lies. And I'm only realizing this just now because I'm fasting and I've seen the angels and the Lord spoke to me. He said, somebody's time has come. Who was it? Who was it, Lord? And you can take that for what it means, what I said. I don't think it means. He said their time has come. And the Lord told me that as I fast, see, I'm supposed to be fasting right now. Again, I ate, because what happens is I'm fasting, and then I'll feel a release, like the Lord has done some work for me, or done something in the spirit, like God has sent his angels. Yesterday I saw angels going out. I saw the angel Michael the other day. And then yesterday, it wasn't that God didn't want me to eat. I ate too much. He did release me to eat, and he let me eat a small meal. And then later I wanted more, so I ate a bunch more. And so I stopped my fast. But the Lord told me if I keep fasting, he's gonna hurt everybody who's gang stalking me. Every single person in the FBI. You're not above God. I'm being persecuted because I'm single and alone. That's the only reason. And if you guys weren't persecuting me, I would have been very different the last 2.5 years. Lord, is there anything else? Oh, they don't believe in God. So part of the problem is, or they do believe in God, but they don't believe that God would ever harm someone. God would never hurt you for hurting me. You would never have to reap what you sow for what you've sown in my life. No, your time to reap, your time to that was what the Lord said. That was the other thing. The Lord said he's gonna attack my enemies with coronavirus. And if you die, you die. Or if you just suffer, you suffer. Coronavirus. Y'all can take a little spray gun and have somebody with coronavirus spit all in the little, those little squirter guns. They can spit in the bottle, put a little water in there, shake it up, and all over where I am. You can do that. Because I've beat diabetes. I've beat HIV, AIDS. I've had times when the flu came upon me, like the really bad flu that knocked everybody else in the house out for 7 days. Couldn't work for 7, 8 days. Still recovering after like 2.5 weeks. And you know what happened to me? I got a sore throat. And then I forgot that and then I found out from other people that they were out for 7 days. I'm just saying, that's the other thing. He said they're still going to try to harm me even right now. They think that I'm out here trying to abduct a child or murder someone. And frankly, the spirits that left me when those spirits left me, they went to the other side of the country. And one guy was captured. The demonic spirits jumped in a guy, and on a doorbell camera, he is seen trying to harm someone, and he was 8 hours before he got caught in a hotel room. And then somebody got hurt in, I think it was South Carolina. Then the guy got arrested. It was on a doorbell camera. He was 8 hours and that's what these demonic spirits. Now I don't do what the devil tells me to do. But there are people out there who, in other words, those spirits that were on me were better off on me, because when they left me, they went out and found somebody who will do evil. I'm just saying. Y'all need to be in prayer. It's like when I used to work at at Christ-like Ministries before Pastor Jenkins died. There was a bunch of guys in there who were like crack addicts and meth addicts, and they'd come right out of jail or prison. And one day while I was working there, as part of the ministry, all of a sudden I started feeling something in my fingers, like I wanted to hold a cigarette. I'm not a smoker. And I started kind of looking around for a cigarette. I want some menthols. And I thought, this is so weird. And I realized that by working in the ministry and being around these people who were cigarette smokers, that spirit jumped on me, and for some reason I wanted to hold a cigarette in my fingers, and I started thinking about smoking a cigarette. Another thing happened while I was working in that ministry was one day all of a sudden I wanted to smoke crack. And I remember I was driving. It was so weird because I was driving home and I wanted to take a different way home, so I went a different way. And I'm like, why am I taking a different way home? And then I drove by a house and I thought, I bet you I could get crack there. And then in another part of the neighborhood, then I was driving, a few days later, I was driving through a different neighborhood and I saw this guy on the side of the road. And I was like, I bet you I can get crack from him. And like there was this spirit of crack addiction on me. So I've experienced demonic spirits trying to get me to smoke cigarettes, trying to get me to get addicted to crack. But I didn't have any weakness in that area. I'd never smoked before. Imagine if I was a smoker, then that would have made me relapse if I had come out of that. And so the devil's always trying to attack me. And those spirits can make you, like for example, let's say the demonic spirit that wants to rob, that's a bank robber, okay? And all of a sudden it jumps on you. But you're a businessman, you work, you have decent money, you don't have to worry about anything, you don't have any problems with your finances. But as you're driving along, you keep thinking about how fun it would be to rob a bank. And you drive by a Bank of America and you see, oh man, look, a bank. And you're like, why am I thinking about this? Then that spirit leaves you. And let's say while you're driving along one day, you start having this elaborate fantasy about robbing a bank. Okay? And you're like, what is this fantasy? This is crazy. It's the demonic spirit. Okay? Then let's say you're driving by the Bank of America and you keep thinking about robbing the bank. And you're like, why would I do that? You know, I have a great life. You know? Like, then that spirit leaves you. And the next day on the news, you see Bank of America was just robbed. And when they tell the story about how it was robbed, you think, oh, that's the exact same thing that the devil was tempting me. And you realize that devil that was trying to get you to rob that bank, you didn't rob the bank, but it was trying to get you to rob the bank. And then it left you, jumped on someone else, and that person went and did it. Same thing, those spirits that were on me left me. They went across the country. And I can tell you right now, something sweat. Okay, listen. Those spirits that left me went into a man who did the evil. And y'all should have been happy when those spirits were with me, because at least they were attacking someone that's not going to go out and rob a bank. I'm just saying, when those spirits come at me to tell me to go smoke crack, I don't smoke crack. I might think about it. I might drive through the neighborhood wondering, why am I driving through this neighborhood and why do I know that I can buy crack at that house? And I'm thinking, this is crazy. Devil, leave me. Go. Anyway, and people don't understand that. Unbelievers don't understand that. They think, oh, he's a criminal. He bought some knives online and that means he's a criminal. We found duct tape. We found duct tape in his truck. This is for sure. We got him. We know for sure he's got 2 knives and duct tape. He must be out there committing murder. You know, it's like, no. No, that's not how it works. He's got a shovel. We got him now. We know he's got a shovel. He's got a duct tape. Meanwhile, they probably have all this evidence against me, but they didn't tell you that in my truck, not only did I have a shovel and duct tape and some knives. Oh, he's got an AK-47 and 16 round magazines. Those are illegal in California. Let's get him, boys. You know? No, don't arrest him yet. We really gotta get him. Let's set him up. Let's put some blood spatter in his little apartment room. Yeah, that'll do it. I do remember in one of my little apartments, I remember one day I looked at the wall and there looked like little red dots on the wall. And I was like, that looks like blood spatter. I was like, what is this? I'm telling you, the police were trying to set me up and they tried to entrap me. They are corrupt. And the Lord told me that if I fast, your time has come. The Lord told me that when I'm fasting, the angel of God is going to attack you guys so bad, you're going to wish you were dead. Yeah, I'm going to put this on YouTube too. And then you're going to get the paperwork in the mail from the lawsuit that I'm filing. And you're going to have to pay financially too. The Lord won't let me sleep unless I agree. Yes, Lord, I'll file a lawsuit against him. Okay, Lord. I don't want to. You're going to settle. You're going to have to settle. Because you're going to be sitting there with oxygen in your nose, wheeling into the... And you're going to realize, I'm dying. I might as well just settle. You're going to be in a wheelchair in the courtroom saying, we decided to settle. I can't even testify. And then, as soon as that check comes through, all of a sudden you'll recover. And you'll be broke. And you'll be like driving around in a van, living out a van. And the cops are going to come look at you and say, who are you? Let me see your identification. Somebody robbed this building 2 nights ago. What are you doing here? And you're going to be like, I didn't know they robbed no building. I'm not here to rob it. Here's my ID. I just recovered. I'm former FBI, by the way. And they're going to check you out and go, okay, you're good to go.